Now I want to welcome Mayor Kate Gallego, of course, the mayor of Phoenix. How are you doing, Mayor?
Thank you so much for having me and giving me a chance. I hope to share some good news.
Well, I really appreciate it because I know how busy you are. So this really means a lot to me that you were willing to jump in here for a few minutes. Let's get right to it and talk about supporting the arts. I know that this is something that is really important to you. The Phoenix City Council voted to approve this $2.6 million in one-time emergency relief grants to local cultural groups. Tell us about that and what it means for the art community in Phoenix.
I really take pride in the fact that Phoenix is an art city. We have amazingly talented artists and cultural institutions here that make Phoenix a great city to live in and to visit. Our arts and culture community has stepped up in a big way to slow the spread of COVID-19. Many arts institutions canceled performances or fundraisers during the height of their year to protect our community. I am grateful for what they have done for Phoenix, and I hope that we can provide a little bit of support in a difficult time. The city of Phoenix has made one of the largest allocations anywhere in the country of any city to support our arts and culture institutions. We voted to allocate $2.6 million to provide grants to arts and culture institutions and artists. We hope that this money will help them get through a difficult time. We'll be providing grants to individual artists as well as to art organizations. The grants range from $5,000 to $50,000. It may not solve all the problems, but I hope it sends them a strong message that we value what they are doing at the city, and we know that arts and culture is an economic engine for Phoenix.
How will the grants be disseminated if folks are listening to this and watching and need the money? What do they do?
Our Phoenix Office of Arts and Culture is taking the lead in partnership with our Citizen Commission on Arts and Culture. So we are going to be using our traditional grants process. Every year, arts and culture organizations may be familiar, you can apply to the city for grants. We are asking for a little bit of additional information to establish that the arts organizations are impacted by COVID-19. But we think it should be a pretty low barrier because it has been such a huge impact on our community. The council has challenged our arts and culture commissioners to make sure that before we open up the program, we do more research. This council has challenged our arts and culture commission to make sure that we do outreach and that we make sure that our smallest arts and culture organizations are aware and that we get the full diversity of Phoenix. We are a very diverse cosmopolitan city. We have small refugee arts organizations going all the way through our large institutions, and we want them all to be aware that we do have this support.
And just in general, can you talk to us a little bit about how you're feeling about getting a handle on things? I mean, Arizona is opening back up slowly but surely. Just kind of give us a little bit of where we're at from your perspective.
It's been wonderful to see Arizonans bend the curve and save lives. Everyone watching has made changes, some incredibly difficult, to protect our community. ASU's released data showing that we have slowed the spread of COVID-19 and saved lives. Both as a mayor and just as an individual, I am grateful. I have some loved ones with huge health challenges, and I'm afraid what would happen if they got COVID-19. So thank you to everyone who's made changes. But we know these changes have had huge impacts and recovery will be difficult. I also think we are not through this yet. We are still seeing increasing numbers of COVID-19 cases in this community. And unfortunately, last week we saw record numbers of deaths reported in Arizona. So we still have to take safety precautions. It's still important to wash your hands and wear masks. We are not through it yet, but we should recognize that the tough choices we have all made have saved lives.
And that's a great place to leave things, just on an inspirational note, because as you said, this broadcast is all about sharing some good news and certainly holding up these arts organizations that are so vital to our community is just something to really cheer about. Can you leave the audience with the final few words of inspiration?
I want our artists to know that as mayor, I appreciate the important work they do in creating a great city, and I know that they will help us lead in this recovery. In difficult times, it's when we need arts and culture institutions the most. So thank you for being willing to step up to support the city and our country during an unprecedented time.
Mayor Kate Gallego, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for highlighting these important parts of our community.
Take good care.